up, fellas? So today we're going to be doing something a little different. I basically have not posted in like almost a week because there's just nothing to fucking post about. I made like 3 videos and then, can this thing fucking focus? Awesome. And then I was like, these are just shit videos. I literally just made these videos about stupid shit because there's like nothing entertaining that I could possibly make a video about, or no topic that I could possibly make entertaining. So like, why don't I just divert to fucking Reddit? Like, let's see if I can find some hilarious story on Reddit and, you know, reciprocate it back to you guys. Maybe turn this into a series or something. Like, I really need to find a good stream of content. So, I've got a little story picked out here. I really have not even read this yet. Basically just found some, I looked up funny Reddit stories, and then I just looked at some upvotes, read a couple comments, and I was like, you know what? And I wanted it to be a lengthy story. I don't want to read and I have to just ramble on about what the fuck I just read. Just read it, react to some of it. Hopefully it's funny. This is the one we're going to start with by Chadwell89. 7 fucking years ago. Holy shit. September. Damn, that's insane. It's almost 8 years ago. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start reading this. And I really hope this does not take a turn from the worst, because I'm reading the first fucking sentence. Okay, here we go. After having sex with the 4th girl of my young life at the time, I decided to get an STD check. Not for any physical reasons, mostly for emotional reassurance. Anyways, I called my neighbor across the street who is 3 years older than me, basically my big brother, and I told him that I made an appointment to get checked, and I asked him what it entailed. He said it wasn't too bad. They did a sperm sample, swabbed his dick, checked his blood, etc., etc. So I felt pretty prepared going in there a few days later. On my way to the clinic, I was feeling pretty nervous to ejaculate, and I got, but I reassured myself that it was going to be fine. When I got there, an older lady called my name and handed me a clear cup and escorted me to the restroom and said, please go in here. I was picturing more of a comfortable room where I could go do my private thing of choking my chicken, but I thought, fuck it, a bathroom will suffice. I remember looking around for some pornographic material because my neighbors said that they provide you with some, but there was nothing. I remember thinking, what the fuck? This place just expects us to use our imagination? Disappointed, I said, oh well, not like I haven't used my imagination before, so I began, yes. Masturbating over the sink. Anyways, I remember amazingly rubbing one out pretty fucking fast, almost too fast. So I thought I'd wait in there for an additional 10 minutes because I didn't want her to think that I was some type of freak. So I'm kind of confused here. Like, so far, obviously this doesn't make any sense because, you know, you would think routine would be to piss in a cup. But even his buddy is, like, reassuring the story that you have to legitimately jizz in this cup. And obviously that's not the case. So is he being pranked? That's my guess. I assume that's the climax of the story. Fucking fly. After waiting there for what felt like an eternity, I finally handed my semen-filled cup back to the old lady nurse who acted impatient and upset that it took so long. I began following her down the hallway. I don't know why he was standing up to do it. Like, dude, it takes like at least twice as long to bust a nut standing up as a dude does to just do it on your back or just sitting on the toilet or something. Okay, did I lose my spot? I began following her. Okay, no. The woman set the cup up on the desk table thing. You looked at it and then picked it up again, and she jiggled the cup a little bit. She stopped. I held my breath as soon as I looked at her face, as I saw it turn from confusion to sheer horror. She turns to me and goes, sir, we only needed your urine. All caps. I will never forget the feeling that I had at that very moment. My face got red. I felt immediately hot. My legs felt weak. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. Go figure. There have been so many embarrassing moments in my life, but luckily I can think pretty quickly on my feet and I can dig my way out of most uncomfortable situations. As for this moment, there was just no fucking shovel in sight for me to dig myself out of. Nothing to say, nothing to do. I just stood there terrified. I just had a fucking urine sample cup, and now this poor elderly woman who was probably months away from retirement was now horrified and confused as she was gripping a hot cup of my potential babies. I'm guessing the clinic never chained her for situations like this. If she had made a joke to lighten the mood, it would have been better. It would have killed the tension in the room. Instead, she remained stoic. I felt awkward and scared. I felt like a monster. But how can you even do that? In even way less awkward situation than this, I'll fucking just pop a joke. And I'll act like something's not as serious as it actually is, or not as awkward as it actually is. Just to, literally, just to kill the fucking tension. And you know, she's just sitting there making eye contact. How weird is that, honestly? I can't stand people like that, man. Toss me a bone or something. After going back to peeing a few tests later, I got the fuck out of there. After much reflection, though, I now think that she deserved it, because honestly, yes, I did assume that she wanted a sperm sample, but the woman never specified what she wanted. Therefore, she assumed I knew too, and when both people were assuming, chances are that one of them is going to get a full cup of the other one's jizz. Just the way it is. God, I still cringe just thinking about that day. Sometimes when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I randomly think of that old woman's face as she realized she's holding a cup of my hot semen soldiers, and I just bust out laughing and shake my head. Good times. Is it though? You know what's funny is, I mean, this is a pretty funny story to kick this off. That's just so fucking awkward. I'm trying to think of how many times, I think I had to get drug tested twice in my life. Which is, one of them was not for the job that I'm working at now. But I during high school, I had to get drug tested to be a business completer. That was awkward. Not because anything went wrong, but I was in a room with a bunch of people that I knew and a lot of hot chicks. And we go in a room and we piss in a cup of, it's like a pill bottle if I remember correctly, or something like that. And then we're all just sitting there waiting, making conversation with a bottle of our piss in our hand. And it was like 8 of us, and it was just so fucking awkward. So awkward, I hated that. And then yesterday, it's funny that this is about this. There's a girl at my work who was telling me a story about how she had to get drug tested for the same fucking thing. And she's like pee shy, whatever the fuck that is. She was telling me this story yesterday. I didn't even know that was a thing. Where like you can't piss if you know people. Like you couldn't go to like the school bathroom and piss if someone's at like the urinal or something. If it was for a guy. But anyway, she was talking about how she was like in there and everyone had already pissed, but no one could leave the room until she got finished, or no one could go back to class until she got finished. They're not in the same room or anything. And it was like 45 minutes deep. And she's still in there, and everyone is getting fucking pissed. They're like, oh, I'd love to go back to class. And then she's like, yeah, so would I. But she legitimately couldn't. And obviously, in a situation like this, you can't just, you have to leave the toilet unflushed. You piss, you leave the room, and then someone in the supervisor, whoever there, come flushes the toilet, make sure you weren't pulling no Russian Olympics type shit. No tomfoolery's going on. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, she ended up just trying so hard that she just blasted a fat shit into the toilet, which she was not supposed to do, and still nothing doing. She didn't piss at all, so she never got her sample out, and then someone had to go in there and actually flush the fucking toilet for her. So yeah, I mean, that is honestly probably not as bad as jizzing in a fucking cup. Because it's not like you, okay, I've got a cup full of your jizz. That's pretty weird. But you also just jerked off in the room next to me when you weren't supposed to. That's what makes it fucking weird. Oh, I love cringy stories.